Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Massmiverse. Before I start making any videos about art, how I create my art pieces, I have decided to give you some kind of inkling about my musical personality. The kind of music I listen to from my favorite playlists, and the music that gets me, into that creative state where I just like zone in on the creative process, and I'm listening to this music and it's even strengthening the whole creativity that's swelling up in me, trying to come out, that I just can't help myself but put it onto some kind of medium, something like paper, or I decide to go digital. But most of the times I first go analog, which means paper. Then after I make all kinds of mistakes that I can make, I decide then to go digital, which then clears up everything and makes it simpler for me to just get something from A to Z, from rough to clean and done. Yes, digital has its perks, but the analog part is what, makes it real for me. And yeah, digital can also be really good, but it's just something that I have. Anyway, I want you guys to get my list. Maybe you can find some new gems of music and artists that you like, which will help you in your creative endeavor, in whatever kind of creative process you're in, or whichever kind of creativity you are pursuing. There is a lot of music out there, and I got to know lots of music from other people because I always tend to listen to certain people, certain bands, and don't really care about looking for new songs. So these 38 songs on my list, which I have here on the other screen, are like the essential songs from my essential playlist that I always use when I am creative. Also, when I'm depressed or when I don't know how to get by in life and I just have this kind of like big hurdle that I have to get over, I always tend to listen to music. Whenever I'm doing something and it's going to take a while, I always get my headphones, got my playlists running, and I just go all in. Now, to the music list. I am not going to go into detail because it's a long list. It's just for you to get an idea and maybe to find some new gems for yourself if you haven't yet heard or listened to any of the songs that are on the list. If you have, then we can talk about the songs in the coming videos. But then I'll go into more detail, and I think I'll be making a review of each song by itself. Due to copyright, I know that you can get YouTube strikes, so I'm not going to use the original sound of the songs. I'm just going to use my voice. Sorry about that, but I hope you can deal with it. I'll put the list in the description of the video, and then you can Google the songs, find the originals, and maybe support the artists. Yeah. That'll be a win-win for everyone. You get new songs that you can use, new gems you found, songs that you may like, new artists that might be to your liking, and I get to express myself by, helping you guys find something new that will help you in your creative endeavor. First song will be Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. I don't need to tell any of you guys who Michael Jackson is, the late king of pop. That guy was fire, as in he was the guy who got me into loving music and dancing, generally dancing. That was Michael Jackson. And the song that really hit me hard and hit home was Smooth Criminal, where he did that thing of, like bending in and then going back up. And then it looked so cool with that white suit and how he entered the club and then just flipped the coin and it was like, ah! And then they started, singing. That was really good. So look it up, Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. Next song would be, let me see. Yeah, I just recently found this one. King's feat. Jobii, Mama's Here. And this song is so genius, as in literally genius. It's a song that reminded me of the time when I first got like my second biggest heartbreak. I was rejected by a girl. Yes, Harlow. Anyway, I had just gotten rejected by a girl. Was a kid, just 13 years old or something like that. And then my mama just came at me, looked at me, and I feel like the look she gave me and the way she hugged me while I was like on the verge of bursting into tears, this song conveys it all. Now the chorus is like, fine tune my voice. Baby, don't cry no more. Just let her walk out that door. And baby, don't cry no more. Mama's here. It was exactly that part of Mama's here. I was like, you got me going. King Sis, I have been listening to her music ever since then. And there are lots of playlists on YouTube. You can find the music. It's really great. Next song would be song number 3, Incubus, Dig. Anyone who knows Incubus, anyone who knows the lead singer of Incubus, you know that guy can hold very, very difficult tones and hit them hard, so straight, so perfectly, for such a long time. You literally ask yourself, does he have lungs of some kind of shark? Like, he must be taking in air for like 3 or 4 people to hit those notes at such a high level, and he keeps it. He just keeps it going. And Dig is one of those songs that made me get into the indie rock scene, where I listened to Incubus. And the song goes like, the text is something like, if I turn into another, dig me up from under what is covering me, as in the better part of me. Sing this song, remind me that we will always have each other when everything else is gone. I had just gotten together with my wife now, some 13 years ago, and as I listened to that song, it was like, you know, a rocket shooting off the earth, getting to the moon. That is the impact the song had on me. It was like, if I turn into another, then dig me up from under what is covering a better part of me. Sing the song. And he hits it way better. As in, that guy is on a god level. And that song just got me. And the next song would be this. Okay, this is different. This is totally a different genre. KORN, Did My Time, as in KORN. This group is a heavy metal group. You don't mess with KORN, as in those guys are insane, as in quite crazy. The song Did My Time was a tribute and soundtrack for the movie Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie. Back then, just like every other boy, I had fallen deeply in love, madly in love with Angelina Jolie, as she was in that movie. And she was also an action hero, and she was like the coolest woman in the world for me at that moment as I watched Tomb Raider. And then came Tomb Raider 2 and 3. Those weren't so great, but, you know, just seeing her pulling off her stunts, it was more than enough for me. And then came this song where I wasn't yet into heavy metal apart from listening to System of a Down and POD. I listened to KORN, and then Did My Time just... That's what it did to me. I was like, fuck it. I need to have more of their music. So I started listening to KORN ever since then. And now I listen to songs of theirs like Spike in My Veins, Thoughtless, Love and Meth. They really got some good songs, so check them out if you're into heavy metal. The next one would be one I also recently discovered, even though I like hip-hop, but I wasn't into hip-hop that much anymore. I was more into like romance and Disney and whatsoever. And then I started going back to hip-hop and rock. And then I discovered, I didn't discover it. I found it on the internet through YouTube recommendations. Dolla, Jack Harlow, and 24K Golden. I Won. This song is great. I don't need... It's just the way the rhythm flows in this song with the beats. It just makes you, when you hear the thing of, ladies in my neck because I won. Now my mama said because I won. I'll be rocking there. And then it just goes on. Great song. So check it out if you really have time and you want to listen to some hip-hop. Go to that. You can also check out some honorable mentions like Pop Smoke, Invincible. Really great. Now the next one would be Timbaland feat. Dr. Dre feat. Missy, Elliott, and Justin Timberlake. Bounce, the movie Step Up 2. That was like the ending scene where Robert Hoffman, if I'm not mistaken, and some other young lady, the protagonists of the movie, were like dancing, and then the brother of Robert Hoffman in the movie came just to watch what his younger brother was up to, why he was so rebellious, and then he saw that all the efforts were paying off, and it was more than playing games. He really meant it. That movie just showed me how much effort can take you. I was like, well done, great concept. So I love that. Next song would be Yoshiki Fukuyama with his Makana Chikai. It's... how can I describe this song? I can't describe it in a way that you would understand, because this guy is like from... you can see he has this old school rock voice, and that is exactly how he sings from Japan. It would just blow your mind. You know, One OK Rock and D-Techno Life, all those guys are cool, but Yoshiki Fukuyama, he is really good. So just go Google that song and check it out. Once you listen to it and you're an otaku or an anime fan, you will understand what I'm talking about, and you won't even need any further explanation. So I won't take that from you. Just go check it out for yourself. The next song would be Marc Anthony, I've Got You. He's the ex of, I think, Jennifer Lopez. I liked him even before he was with Jennifer Lopez, because his songs were... they had a certain resonance to them. He used to sing, and I don't know if it's because of that smoky yet soft thing in his voice, it just hits you in your heart, and you're like, And when he starts singing this song, the lyrics of the chorus are like, I could be with another girl and I could take a trip all around the world, but why would I go anywhere when I got you? And so on, you know. That guy is just great. I've forgotten the lyrics, sorry about that once again, but hey, it's a great song and you can listen to it. I won't take that away from you. It's an oldie but goldie, not as oldie as super old, but it's like the 90s songs. You'll notice that most of the songs I'm talking about are like the 90s songs, so just have fun with that. And for all you guys who are from Gen Z, I think you guys also got a great taste in music. It's just that it's not what it used to be, so music changes just like everything else, every kind of art form, but maybe there's something for you guys too. Yeah, now we get into the real oldies but goldies. Elvis Presley, his latest Flame. I remember I was 11 and a half, 12 years old when I started falling in love with some girl in my class, and I listened to all the old songs on the LPs that my stepfather had. It was like a whole cupboard filled with these LPs, like almost the whole room was filled with LPs. We also had the attic filled with LPs, but the best ones are the ones that were down with all the CDs and some kind of like music system. So I always loved listening to that when I got home, and it was in my room actually. That's where the music system was, so everyone who wanted to listen to music came to my room. Ha! How about that? Now, when no one was at home and I was the first one to get back home, I would just start listening to music and continue, you know, working on my drawing skills and whatsoever. And then I found out that I had a passion and love for Elvis music. It was something about his voice, how he delivered the stories in his songs that was so good. By the way, Michael Jackson had the same kind of talent to show this kind of storytelling thing in his songs. Elvis had also something about him. And the song, his latest Flame, it's something that shows you the dilemma of every guy. Even till nowadays, where everyone is going red pill, black pill, no, I'm half blue pill, I'm purple pill, whatsoever the fuck that is. It's just a story that shows you women have always been women, men have always been men, and things just happen between us where communication is just not the best. Yeah, emotions come into play, and that causes certain things to happen. This song goes something like this. A very old friend came by today, and he was telling everyone the town of the love that he just found, and Marie's the name of his latest flame. And then the beat comes dum 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 dum, and while that beat is beating, You hear this, he taught them taught, and I heard him say that she had the longest, blackest hair, prettiest green eyes anywhere, and Marie's the name of his latest flame. Elvis. What more can I say? The guy was a genius. Next one is Stephanie Beatriz, Waiting on a Miracle. Yeah, well, if I say it like that, people won't understand. But how about if I mention it's one of the soundtracks from the movie called Encanto? You know Encanto, the movie where the abuela is like actually the head of the whole family, kind of terrorizing everyone into their perfect state of being to represent the family that is gifted in this utopic space and magical island. Based on a tragedy and a traumatic experience she had to go through to turn into the abuela. And now we're seeing in the movie, no, I won't take that from you. Watch the movie by yourself if you haven't yet watched it. Waiting on a Miracle, where everything is in slow motion. The second song in the whole movie. Bravo, well done. Everything in that movie is really, really good, but that song really got me next to We Don't Talk About Bruno, you know. After that, we got Usher and Young Thug in No Limit. The thing is, those two together, that combination, and then the beats. I don't know who produced that song, but the beats are mind-blowing. And then the auto-tune, when someone starts rapping at the end of the song, it's just nice. It's really nice and crisp. And they got some dancers in there too, who are actually professional dancers, do stuff on the streets, and you know, they got a spot in the video with Usher and those other musical talents. Bravo. People helping each other out is always great. Now let's go to a song that is based on my love for the movie Twilight. First of all, when I watched Twilight, I was like, bitch, she has to decide at some point, literally. She pissed me off because every time she was like, oh, should I go to this one? Oh, how about the wolf? Oh, should I go to him? Oh, how about the wolf? I'm like, if you don't decide within the next 40 minutes of this second movie, biatch, I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Well, smack the shit out of you, by the way, Red Man, well done. But anyway, the thing is, it was annoying. Not until I reached the 5th part of the Twilight series movies, where it all clicked, it all fit, the puzzle was complete, and I'm like, poof, my mind was blown. I mean, the way it was all written, this edging the whole time of who is she gonna pick, and then how it all turns into, I love her, I don't love her, fuck that bitch, oh I love him, I love the wolf, I love that guy, and then I don't love that guy, fuck you all, and then at the same time, I love you all. It just didn't make any sense, and then stuff happened. Kid is all I will say. Not to spoil it for any of you who haven't yet watched that. And then after Kid happened, there's a fight, a final battle, and that pieces everything together. And then this song of Reeve Carney, New For You, starts playing at the end of the movie. And after watching that movie and having watched the parts before going to the last part in the cinemas, I literally had tears in my eyes. I didn't want my girlfriend, back then she was my girlfriend, I didn't want her to see any of those tears, but I was like, this is such a great movie. It finally clicked. Did you understand? She was like, yeah, it was okay. I'm like, bitch, did you understand the shit? And yeah, I was super emotional, so yeah, really great. Now we're 22 minutes in. Okay, I have to speed this up. Reeve Carney, New For You. Next one is, oh, this one is good. This one is really good. I looked for this song for like years and years to come later on, after listening to it for the first time. Back then in Africa, when I was a kid, I used to love watching movies on Hallmark. We had pay TV from England, since we were colonized by the English people in Uganda. So I used to watch lots of movies from Hallmark, Movie Magic, Fox TV, KTV, Cartoon Network, all that stuff. Hallmark had these literature-based deep movies. Jen Eyre, Voyage of the Unicorn, Gaze of the Gargoyle. Okay, there wasn't a movie about Gaze of the Gargoyle. That was just a book I read of Piers Anthony. But anyway, I'm saying it went in that direction. Once Upon a Time came then a movie about some guy who wanted to be a professional soccer player. he had no talent with his legs. As in literally no talent with his legs. Then there was this girl who wanted to have the audience of the soccer players. She could dance, as in she was a good dancer. She was sexy, she was beautiful. I literally fell for her in that movie. When I watched it, I was about 8.5, 9 years old. It was called Kick It with Samba, if I'm not mistaken. Kick It with Samba, I think. And the song that played at the ending scene of the movie, which was the climax of everything else, where guy and girl super dance. That is all I will say about it. Watch the movie for yourself if you still can find a copy of it anywhere. The song that played was from the Corrs, called One Night. Do you know who the Corrs are? The Corrs is this music band. I don't know where it's from. I think Ireland, somewhere around those ends. Their songs are, let me just say this: Breathless, Give Me a Reason, Look at Me, Somebody for Someone. Is that even the real title? No, it's a different title, but it goes along those lines. The Corrs, One Night. It's something like this. My heart, my love, my heart, just for one night. My body, my soul, just for one night. My love, I loved for one night, one night, one night. That's a chorus. That song is fire. It's really one of the most romantic songs I have ever known, literally. Even in front of differences from Genuine, Neo, Lazy Love. For me, it's like really perfect. The Corrs, I love them. Great. Now, the next one would be Janelle Monáe. Everyone knows that sister is skilled as hell. She got a voice. She can sing, hit notes, yell. She got rhythm. She got power. She is krass. In Germany, we would say, Die Tante ist krass drauf. Sie hat wirklich was drauf. Which means she got skills. Now, the song that really got me from Janelle Monáe after Queen, was it Queen? Is called Jalapeno. Just the beat gets you wanting to dance. Like dum 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 dum, and then she starts singing jalapeno. Oh darling, now you burn me. Oh no, had some freedom. Something like that. It's really a great song. Check it out. Next one would be LMFAO fit Natalia Kills. Champagne Showers. It goes in the direction of Foreign Beggars fit Skrillex, but it's more of a party song. Champagne Showers from LMFAO. Those guys are goofy, funny. They got comedy going on in each of their songs, and they, you know, like make fun of themselves, but are really great. Just like in Sexy and I Know It, you know? That's just who they are. Champagne Showers was for me like the climax of their essence, their ways of creating music and being creative. Because there's this part where Natalia Kills comes in with autotune saying, I am gonna make you wet. I'm gonna make you sweat. And now you won't forget. Are you ready for a... Then LMFAO comes with champagne showers, champagne showers. Drop it in the floor, we'll light it up. 8 hours, I say champagne showers, champagne showers. Great, I just love that. Great music. When I'm listening to that and I am drawing, literally, the pencil is just like, and then matching to the beat, like as if I'm some kind of metronome, you know, crazy. The next song would be George Michael and Mary J. Blige. This is an oldie. As. I don't know the exact lyrics, but it's also like a rejoicing, joyful, motivating, energizing song.